Welcome back to Wall to Wall here on One American News. Thanks so much for staying with us on this Friday. I'm Greta Wall. The Labor Department released a weaker than expected jobs report this morning, showing the U.S. economy added just 245,000 jobs last month and missing economist expectations. For the latest on the economic recovery and what's driving Wall Street, I want to bring in the chairman and managing member of Great Hill Capital LLC, Thomas Hayes. Hi, Tom. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Greta.
Now let's start off with that jobs data. What does today's report show about the economic recovery amid the pandemic?
Well, I think the headline number that we want to be focused on is that the unemployment rate is better than anticipated. It dropped down to 6.7%. We gained 35,000 retail jobs, 31,000 leisure and hospitality, another 27,000 of construction, 27,000 of manufacturing, and 46,000 of healthcare. So while you saw some reports that it missed expectations, that's true, 245,000 versus 469 estimated, considering the amount of shutdowns regionally around the country, to see us drop down to 6.7% in less than a year, we've gained well more than half of the jobs that were lost due to COVID. We had 23 million lost, now we're at 10 million, and it's just going to continue to get better as we move through the next few weeks, get through the case spikes, and move forward with stimulus.
Wall Street closing at record highs across the board today, and we've had a really strong start to December after a blockbuster November. Much of this rally is, of course, being fueled by optimism for a coronavirus vaccine. Vice President Mike Pence saying today that we're just days away at this point from FDA approval. How will that impact not just Wall Street, but this recovery?
Well, that's a huge development. If you remember, I was on August 31st. Apple was just splitting. Everyone was so enthusiastic about Apple, and the most hated stock was Wells Fargo. We talked about the contrast. Well, now Apple is down 10%, and Wells Fargo's up about 25% from that, 40% off of the lows. And what we've seen here is a major rotation into cyclical stocks that do well when the economy does well, the economically sensitive stocks. And the vaccine announcements were the catalyst for that growth. So what we have here, Greta, is we had an amazing response globally, $12 trillion of fiscal stimulus, $7.5 trillion of monetary liquidity globally to solve a $3.66 trillion problem. That was the global GDP contraction. And historically, there's about a 6 to 9 month lag from the time that stimulus is put out till the time that it impacts the economy. So while we're having these regional slowdowns and shutdowns, that $20 trillion wave of money is just starting to hit the economy, which can offset it for the next couple of weeks till we start the vaccinations. We're going to have 20 million people probably vaccinated within the next 4 to 6 weeks, 40 million within 2 months, and 100% of people that want to be vaccinated will have been vaccinated by May. And I'm telling you, the combination between people getting back to normal, the pent-up demand, the consumer has over $2.5 trillion in savings. We don't have the inventories to service them. The inventories are at their leanest level relative to economic activity. So when this all comes together, you're going to see a boom like you've never seen before. And I know estimates are below 5%. I think we're going to see 5-6% GDP growth. And the reason we know this is with 25% M2 money supply growth year on year, usually about a quarter of that translates into the real economy. And we're going to have a booming 2021. We just have to get through this short-term choppiness with some of the shutdowns until the vaccines kick in.
All right, and we just had Thomas Hayes there joining us to discuss the November jobs report and the latest on this economic recovery amid the pandemic. Thanks so much again, Tom, for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Greta.
One election